Where the fuck have I been for the past 6 months? Where the fuck have I been for the past 6 months, bro? Hey, bro, honestly, I just been working, been through some ups and downs. Bought my first whip, lost it within less than a month. That was just about a month ago, so it was quite a big learning experience. I lost about over $6,000 that I had saved up, all in all, with my insurance and registration and all that good stuff. It was quite a big loss, man. Definitely my biggest loss yet, but it was also my biggest lesson so far. It taught me a lot, man. Made me a more responsible human being, and honestly, bro, it made me realize I was rushing to buy a car because I wanted to live that fast life of, being able to go out wherever I want, hang out with whoever I want, fuck as many bitches as I want. Because let's be real, bro, like, as a young dude with the car, you want to go out, you want to impress your homies, you want to impress some girls, you want to go fuck some bitches in your whip. Bro, it is what it is, and I was rushing towards that, and what I didn't realize is that there's more significance in actually being able to put your head down, work for something meaningful, and be able to build some type of a platform that can get you even further than any physical object could have. For example, I'm comparing how instead of buying a car with that $6,000 that I had, what I could have done is I could have easily just put my head down, stayed using the bus, transit, bike, whatever I had to do to get to work, and then use that money. I literally could have quit my job and then had enough money to not have to work for a few months, as well as also have more money to invest into a business, which I could have dived into head first. Investing 10 hours a day. I mean, if I already work for 10 hours a day, what difference does it make investing into a business with my own time 10 hours a day? There's really no difference, except the results that you can get from a business is way more than from the results you can get from a full-time job. At least the type of job that I work at. I was doing construction 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. And yeah, man, it gets the bills paid, whatever, but let's be real, bro. At the end of the day, you're still in the rat race as long as you got a job. It doesn't matter how rich you are if you're still living paycheck to paycheck. And if you lost your job, you'd be cooked because you have no money, no emergency backup, no funds, nothing like that. And that's what made me realize, like, yo, I'm young. One of the biggest lies I've been told is that I got time. Man, that is a lie. They tell you that to keep you where you are, because they know that if you're comfortable where you live, you won't want to achieve more than you already got, which is a very dangerous way to live. As humans, we should be overachievers, willing to work for whatever we want in our lives, bro. Like, what do you look like being told? Nah, don't worry about working harder. Don't worry about hitting an extra day at the gym this week, because it doesn't really matter at the end, and it's okay. Just take it easy, like, be comfortable in life and everything will come to you. Man, that's some bullshit, bro. Life is not gonna come to you if you just sit and wait for it to come. That's something I had to realize the hard way when I realized nobody is out here coming to save me, bro. The only person who's gonna save me and do what I gotta do at the end of the day is me, none other than myself. And then once I realized that, it made me realize my time is more valuable than I can ever put a price on it, because at the end of the day, there's so many things that I can do now where 5 years down the line, I will have been thankful that I planted those seeds, and I'll be able to reap the benefits from those seeds, where 5 years from now, the other people that I see in my regular day-to-day life, they're pretty much still going to be only a little bit higher than they were 5 years ago, if that. Some people might still just be at a plateau. And I realize that the type of person I am, I'm constantly trying to level up, and I constantly am leveling up. Therefore, why does it make any sense to just take it easy right now, chill, while I still have time, when there's other people who are taking advantage of time? And, for example, I could have already opened up a tax-free savings account. Like, when you look at it, yeah, that's not going to make you rich. No, it's not going to make you rich, but it is a way to make sure that you do have money if God forbid anything goes south. It's a way for you to actually have money 30, 10, 20, whatever it may be years down the line. It'll still mean that you have money, versus compared to the person who didn't decide to open up a savings account or investments account, well, they're still gonna be in the same place. And this made me realize, bro, I was working hard because I wanted a car. I wanted to be able to impress people and be like, yeah, I got a car, let me come pick you up. And it just made me realize, bro, at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about any of these people, because I know that the type of life I'm trying to live is a life where the only people I have around me are winners, you know. And unfortunately, I'm at this stage right now where I'm trying to build myself up so that I can be in a setting where other people are also winners. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to build with those kinds of people, because those kinds of people are building right now and they're not really out there putting themselves out there for understandable reasons, which is the same reason I haven't really been putting myself out there. I've just been doing gym, staying locked in with my diet, make sure I get my paycheck every week, make sure I put in as many hours as I can, because I know that those hours that I put in, that's the lever that's going to be able to give me the freedom that I want. And another thing is also, I've been having mindset shifts lately of, before I was very stuck into my old vibration, I was very stuck into it, and I realized that it's only as simple as I let it be. If I tell myself, okay, I'm no longer doing this or doing that, well then that's no longer who I am, just because I simply decided for that to be so. And if I do happen to do that thing that I told myself I wouldn't do, I don't beat myself up for it. I just say, oh no, that's my old vibration trying to come back. That's not who I am. It happened, but it doesn't matter, because I'm still going to keep going and I'm still doing all these new things. And I'm building myself up to that person, to that version of myself that I know is out there. That I know, not out there, it's actually within me. And these past few months have honestly just been a moment to just settle down and kind of realize, think for myself, what do I really want to do with my life? What do I really want to look back and be like, damn, I did this or I did that, and I'm very grateful for that, or I'm very happy about that. It was very fulfilling. And I realized that I'm definitely never going to look back and be like, damn, I'm so thankful that I worked for like a whole year in construction and it taught me resilience and that did. Man, fuck all that bullshit, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Construction did not teach me anything I did not already know. If anything, it taught me that people who work in these jobs and are okay with working at these jobs their lives are never going to change, and they're always going to stay at the same spot in life, working for somebody they don't like or who doesn't give a fuck about them, never making any more money than the year before, like never getting raises, as well as also having a miserable life, as well as killing your life away day by day, a job that slowly kills you, like slowly you watching your health deteriorate day by day. That is not a way I can live. I'm the type of person where I like being healthy, I like being alive, and I like the feeling of being outside and fucking experiencing Earth like I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks because on a regular day I couldn't even be doing something like this, because I would have to be asleep by 8:30 p.m. and it's literally 8:30 right now. The only reason I'm even up right now is because they got me started on this night shift. I'm about to start night shift for the next 2 weeks, and honestly, bro, I feel like these are gonna be one of my last few weeks working at this job. I feel like I'm gonna take the plunge. Something I've been thinking about lately is just running up a bunch of money, quitting my job, and then just locking the fuck in and running my successful business, bro. Like, it's really not that complicated. All I need is the time. You know, I don't have the time to do it when I'm working 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. And yeah, you're right, maybe I could wake up earlier and, you know, sacrifice some time out of my sleep to do it. But my point is, like, I'm the type of person where I like choosing one thing to work on and then going all in on that. And for me, I don't know why, but it feels like when I go to my job, it feels like that takes up such a big chunk of mental energy out of my brain and out of my day. And it just makes me feel like when you come home, all you really want to do is you just want to chill and you just want to get ready for the next day. And in the morning, honestly, bro, I've been having pretty shit mornings, pretty shit sleep schedules for the past how many months. It has been something that I told myself I would work on, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you tell yourself you're going to work on it, and then the time comes to work on it and you don't really do anything about it. You just stay stuck in the path of the old addictions, and that's honestly something I've been trying to break out of. More than anything, these past few months, I've just been working on reworking my new identity, reworking a new character, something that's actually a character with some grit, you know? Like, my old way of living was chasing comfortability, snoozing in when I wake up in the morning, an extra few minutes of hot water in the shower, and then this would always lead me to being late every single day, chronically late to work. And it's just like, you know, being late is, nobody likes to be late, bro. Like, it's misalignment in the physical form. When you are late to places, that just, it sets you off in the wrong vibration, and it's not how you want to start your day when you're 5 minutes late to work, 10 minutes late to work every single day, which I was. And I have been late because it's just something that I've been so used to. Even with school, middle school, high school, I was always the one who was late. Sometimes I would skip the whole first block of my day or come 20 minutes late, whatever it was. I was pretty much never early, and that stems from underlying issues. And to be honest, the only way to fix that is by changing your identity, aligning with who you really want to be. And that helped me actually, for the first time in months, get 8 hours of sleep on a work night, which is something I hadn't done in forever. It would always be 4 or 5 hours, whatever it was, 6 hours, but it was never 8. And this night I actually got 8.5 hours of sleep. And what do you know? The next morning I woke up feeling like the man. I ate breakfast. I had a really good day at my job, and it's all really a game of cause and effect, and it's something that I've been trying to play with recently. You can't change an effect by changing an effect. That's just not how science works, and that's what I had been trying to do. And I've been very happy with these past few months, because even if they haven't been the easiest, they have definitely been very fulfilling, because it's shown the amount of effort that I've been putting into becoming a new person. And honestly, bro, it's a very fulfilling thing. Falling in love with the game of wanting to be better for yourself, for other people. Like, it's fun, bro. And honestly, this made me realize that I was living in a way where I was misaligned with myself, because I was constantly thinking, oh, my life will be good when I have X, Y, and Z. Or as soon as I hit 170 pounds, I'll be happy with my body, or, you know, something like that. But it's like, that's a wrong way to go about it. The correct way to go about it is, I already have the physique that I want. And then once you think like that, you're able to point out all the good things. Instead of focusing on the things you need to work on, you'll focus on your weaknesses. Will naturally be improved without you even paying too much attention to them, because of the fact that you're working on the things that you already have. And once you do that, the little things will work itself out in a way where you don't even need to pay attention to it. It's funny when you work on the things that you do have and the things that you can work on, all the things that you don't have kind of start to lose importance. And then you realize the only things that really matter are the things that I can change and the things that I can put effort in to make better. Basically, bro, I ended up having a big mental shift and truly realizing what I want to do with my life, the type of people I want to spend my time with, the type of person I want to become, the person I want to be in 5 years down the line, where I want to be 5 years down the line, what I want to be doing 5 years down the line. And I'm going to be honest, I have a general idea, because I like to leave things open. I like to never fully try and be specific about one thing, because you never know what things will arise as the journey goes on. You never know if you'll meet someone new and you'll end up finding a new interest, or etc., or having some type of revelation. But for the most part, I have a very general and very good idea of what exactly I want to do with my life. And one of those things is definitely being a person for the person who doesn't have a person, if that makes sense. Stay with me now. When I was younger, I needed someone. I didn't grow up with a dad, and I grew up with a mom, but she was pretty emotionally distant, so I didn't really have the best relationship with her. And then that led me to pretty much raising myself out of the need for survival. And as a 12, 13-year-old growing up learning how to become a teen and learning how to become a man all on my own, learning how to be who I want to be, not having anybody to look up to and be like, yeah, I want to be like them one day. It was very hard. It definitely made me struggle with identity issues of who am I, why am I here, what am I going to be, what is the point of all this. It definitely had me asking a lot of questions that somebody at that age should probably not have been asking. And it led me to be in over my head a lot. It led me to become an overanalyzer, an overthinker, which to this day are some things that are more pros than cons, if anything. So everything happened for a reason. So I'm never gonna be regretful or have any type of regret in the sense of anything that I did or any thoughts that I had back in the day, because I realized it all made me who I am now, and everything happens for a reason. So anything that would have happened back then to cause for me to be who I am now is just, it was all set in stone and it was all destiny. And that's the way I've really been looking at life. Like, everything is really destiny. Everything is, I have my destiny. Everything that I'm going to do, everything I'm going to say has already been set in stone millions of years ago, you know? And it's one of those things where I'm very grateful for everything that happened, because it made me who I am. And now I'm at the point where I realize I have the power to be there for those people who needed someone when they didn't. In my life, I've always found joy and fulfillment out of actually helping people, directly helping people, whether it be through giving somebody advice, whether it be through helping somebody move something like a couch, or whatever it can be, something physical, it can be something mental, just helping somebody in any type of way, helping somebody get a new perspective or see something in a new light in a way that they didn't see before. Those are the kinds of things where I walk away from and I feel like I help somebody out, and that's a really nice, fulfilling feeling to be able to help somebody out, because there's nothing like needing help and then a person randomly stumbling upon you and they're the ones who are able to help you. It's a very beautiful thing, being able to be in a community and helping people, because I feel like that's how we humans were supposed to live in the first place. Communication, not through so much by words, but by actions, and helping our peers with our actions, you know? Whether it would have been back in the day, it could have been something like a bear was coming to attack the village and one of my brothers went and he tried fighting off the bear, so then that way my kid could be safe, you know? Something like that. Like, communities have really always been about just helping each other, and that's been something that I've always resonated with. And I find that when I live a life where I help the most people I can, that's when I truly feel the most happy and content with my life, versus when I just try to work on myself and like be selfish and egotistical and I don't really need to help other people because it doesn't matter, or like we're all gonna die one day, you know? When I kind of think in that mindset, there's not really any fulfillment or contentment that comes out of thinking like that. So this year I've definitely been able to draw some strings together and realize, who do I really want to be, the type of person I want to become. And yeah, I say all this to say I've been pretty reflective, meditative in these past few months. Kind of just been doing the same things day to day, you know, working, gym, seeing homies sometimes. To be honest, I didn't even really go out to clubs like that this summer, which I low-key thought I would have, but probably only went maybe 3 times or something like that out of all the weekends. And honestly, I have no regrets about it, because I did end up having a very fun summer. Went on a lot of fun trips, saw a lot of cool stuff. And even though I did get my car and then lose it within 3 weeks, to be honest, there was more pros than cons in this entire summer. I feel like it really helped me become closer to that version of me. Not gonna lie, no, I feel like it actually made me that version of me that I want to be, that I've wanted to be for so long. Like, I would catch myself in moments and I'd be like, 10 years ago, I would have been like, holy shit, that's me? Like, that's who I am nowadays? And I'd be very happy with myself. I know that for sure. I know that younger me would be very happy with the person I am today. And at the end of the day, bro, let's be real, like, who is it all really for? I don't know about y'all, but my biggest motivation is that inner child that I had from when I was 10 years ago, and I wanted to be cool, riding fucking motorcycles and having cool cars and all that. Like I'm becoming that now, and it's very eye-opening, because it makes me realize anything that I can imagine, I can actually be. And I know it sounds like a bunch of woohoo bullshit, but no, that's the reality, bro. Like, whatever you want to become, whatever you can imagine, if you can imagine, you can for sure become it. It's just a matter of aligning yourself and seeing yourself, changing your identity to be that of what you want to be. So if you're overweight and you want to be ripped, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I am ripped. You need to have the identity of somebody who is ripped. Because when you think from that state, everything else in reality will prove itself to be aligned with that state. Anything that you see or choose to see in the world will be revealed to you, because the world is just like a mirror. It's like a lens. Whatever mindset you have is what will be reflected when you go out and about in your day-to-day life. If you think, oh, I'm lazy, I can't do anything, well, guess what? You're gonna live like somebody who's lazy and can't do anything. You're gonna have a messy room. You're gonna have no friends. You're gonna be in your room 24/7. You're gonna be one of those people who doesn't go out. You're gonna be one of those people who are nihilistic and doesn't enjoy life. Or you can be like, damn, life is the most beautiful gift ever, and you wake up and every day is a gift. And you're able to go about the mindset of the fact that I'm even here is a miracle. So let me just make the most out of it today, and if I can do that, well, then that's all that matters. And that's honestly the right way to go about life. I realized everything is about mindset. Everything is about not eyesight, but mindsight. Being led by your mindsight is the most important thing. And what do I mean by mindsight? Mindsight is essentially the view of the world that you have, or the view of yourself that you have, or the view of other people that you have. If you view other people as, oh, like, there's no loyal girls, and there's no loyal friends anymore, and there's no good friends, and there's no people to look up to, well, when you go out, that's exactly what you're gonna see, because that's what you choose to decide is true. And yeah, honestly, man, I'm just gonna work on doing what I know needs to be done, as well as catching myself in moments where I slip back to my old vibration. The most important thing is awareness. If you are aware of when that old version of you comes back, and you're able to realize, okay, no, this is my old vibration, this is not who I am anymore, this is my old vibration trying to pull me back, that actually helps you realize, especially if you practice this with meditation. If you combine this with meditation, when you lose your focus, you're able to bring it back aware, like, you're able to be aware of the fact that you're bringing your focus back to your present self. And that's something that I've been working on. Of course, as time goes on, I'll do it more progress will happen, and I will become better at it, and eventually we will get it very locked in. But right now, I'd say I'm probably at about, to be honest, probably at about like 20% awareness, and that's probably on the high side of when I do something that resonates with my old vibration and I don't realize it. Probably only 20% of the time I do something that resonates with my old vibration, and then I realize it. The other 80% of the time, I'll just do something that resonates with my old vibration and I won't even realize it or acknowledge it. So 20% of the time I will acknowledge it, I will realize it, be aware of it, and then probably only half of that time I'll actually redo whatever I did, and then, or rethink whatever I thought, and then think, okay, this is how that higher version of me would have thought it. So essentially what I'm saying is, even though I have a new mindset and all that, I'm probably only activating about 10% of it, which is good, because then that means I have a lot of room for improvement, and that's really what life is all about. It's about being able to find that room for improvement, that space for improvement, and being able to work on that. So more than anything, you might think, oh, 10%, you can only control 10% of your current reality. Well, it might sound like that, but in a way, the fact of me even considering the fact that I can control my reality is me controlling 100% of my reality. Even though if I'm only aware of it sometimes, technically, by the fact of me even acknowledging it, I'm still taking 100% control of it, if that makes sense. So even though it feels like I'm doing less than I actually am, by the fact that I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm even doing this at all is essentially me already being at the top of the game. So I hope all of that made sense. I'm probably about to go for a bike ride or some shit. Gotta go home and edit this video and drop it, and then sleep and get ready for my shift from 8 p.m. till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I'm gonna drop this video tonight in a few hours, and tomorrow we'll see if I make another video. And yeah, it's good to be back. I was gone for a little bit, but honestly, I needed that time off just for myself to figure out what really do I want to do. And now that I know, now that it's been revealed to me, it's just a process of cause and effect and the 80-20 rule, you know, doing 20% of the task that will get you 80% of the results. And for me right now, that is nothing more and nothing less than just dropping YouTube videos. And yep. So this has been Zero. Glory Vision forever. Y'all stay blessed. Remember to do the things that you don't want to do, especially when you don't want to do them. If you don't want to, that means you must. And remember to stay hydrated. Go compliment someone tomorrow. Peace out.